What's going on, guys? So in this video, I'm bringing you 5 kind of forgotten fragrances these days. I just don't see any scent of the day posts really on these fragrances. They're ones that, shame on me, I've kind of forgotten about, because that's one of the downsides to amassing so many fragrances, that some great stuff will kind of fall by the wayside and collect dust. And I'm here to tell you these 5 are absolutely fantastic, and all of them can be found, from what I've seen, for $40 or less. The most expensive one's right around $40 from discounters. The rest are actually much more affordable than that in the sub $30 price point. I want to talk to you about them, so stay tuned. Starting with cheap hype beast of YouTube's past. This is definitely one that had hype long ago, in the earlier days of the YouTube fragrance content scene. And it's from the 90s. It's a very 90s scent that's still very unique for what it is to this day. We're talking about Moschino Womo. That's right. You can get testers that don't have the cap for right around, 20-ish dollars. With the cap, still in the $30 to sub $30 price point. It's still pretty much as cheap as it ever was. And it's just so unique. There's a little bit of spice here. There's a cyclamen floral touch here, kind of an aquatic feel. But mostly it's a nice hit of kumquat. You don't see kumquat too heavily used often in fragrances, and it's a very distinctive fruity type of note that kind of makes for a more unique type of smell. A lot of spices here, though. Coriander and cinnamon kind of really jump out at me and offer a warm, spicy appeal without making the fragrance too warm. It's still very fresh and uplifting, and like I said, more on the unique side for sure. Not winning any performance awards, kind of an average performer at best, kind of in that 4 to 6 hour range depending on your skin. But this is definitely a fragrance that has some pretty extreme versatility, though kind of geared towards spring, summer type of seasons. I really feel like you can wear this one any season, to be honest with you. I think this will do just as well in the fall. Maybe not the best choice in the winter, but more of a 3-season fragrance that I think really can change your fragrance wardrobe and the perception of it in the summertime, because it's not your typical fresh fragrance that still has a lot of fresher elements. It's kind of forgotten these days. I don't see anybody talk about it. I'm putting it on my rotation table because I haven't worn this in a long time. Moschino Womo. This next one is very aromatic and spicy, but still maintains a lot of freshness. There's a nice juicy tone of citrus here, and it stays true to the original's DNA. This is actually a flanker of Dolce & Gabbana the 1. This is called Dolce & Gabbana the 1 Gray. This is kind of the more summertime, office-appropriate version of the 1. At least that's how I've always looked at it. Because you still get a little bit of that ambery sweet tobacco smell. Tobacco is actually still in the note breakdown, but you have a lot of freshness and aromatics here. There's lavender, there's clary sage, there's geranium, and you do get this lovely grapefruit type of smell at the top. There's a little bit of an herbal feel here. I believe it's some basil or something like that that's in the fragrance, but it's not the most earthy of fragrances, even though there's no amber listed in the notes. Like I said before, it does have that ambery tobacco type of smell that can be found in the original Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum. Like I said, it's basically just the fresher take on that scent profile. So if you're a fan of Dolce & Gabbana the 1, this is kind of a no-brainer for you to check out. This is the one that I was saying is the most expensive in the video. 100 mLs can be found in the $40-some-odd price point from discounters online. 50 mLs obviously a little bit cheaper than that. It's another one, average performer in that 4 to 6 hour range depending on your skin. Again, not winning any performance awards, but it's definitely not one of the weaker fragrances out there. This is one that not necessarily has a little bit of a uniqueness, but it will be kind of unique in your situation more than likely, because you probably don't have anyone in your life wearing this fragrance. And like I said, if you're a fan of Dolce & Gabbana the 1, this is about the same performance, just a fresher, more daytime appropriate version of the scent profile. Really good stuff. This is, like I said, great for spring, great for summer, works for the fall as well. Again, just like with Moschino Womo, not the best choice for winter, but you can definitely pull it off. But this is kind of the signature scent version, I guess you could say, because this works in so many situations, even in the evenings, like the original Dolce & Gabbana 1. This is the one gray. Very aquatic, fresh, creamy, and very soothing. This is one of those fragrances that I kind of spray on to wind down in the evenings. It's a great daytime scent as well. For those mellow, laid-back, casual type of days in the summer, you can definitely roll with Chrome United from Azzaro, one that does not get talked about. This is kind of one of the dark horse chrome flankers. It's so beautiful in the top. This aquatic tone that it has is from some violet leaf. There's no watery notes, but there's a black tea note with some citruses. I believe it's bergamot. There's a little bit of a peppery smell here, but it's not a very spicy fragrance. It's just a nice little peppery undertone supporting that tea note. It's mostly about the tea note, and it comes across very creamy. I'm sure this white musk kind of plays a role in it because it's mainly musk and tea that you're going to get, like I said, with that little touch underlying of this peppery spice. It's a very good fragrance. It's nothing really complex. It's actually quite simplistic in its design and composition and the way it comes across to me anyways on my skin. It's beautiful. Like I said, this is a very relaxing, mellow type of fragrance. Not necessarily one that's going to put you to lull you to sleep. That's not what I'm saying, but it will help you wind down. It's a more mellow tone, mellow vibe type of fragrance. Kind of a bit of a departure from a lot of the other more sharp shower gel and massively aquatic flankers, including the original in the Chrome line. This is a breath of fresh air, in my personal opinion, that nobody talks about. I still wear this one sporadically in the evenings from time to time, and it's one that can still be found very cheap, especially 50 mLs like this, right around 20 bucks, kind of hard to beat, and it's on the slightly more unique side because it doesn't just smell like another version of Chrome, though there's kind of a little touch of relation to the DNA. It's more of a standalone, honestly, that borrows the cap design and the name, basically. This is a beautiful fragrance. Nobody talks about this one. This is definitely very forgotten for the most part. It's Chrome United from Azzaro. One of the best smelling fruity fresh citrus fragrances I've ever put on my skin. Not the strongest fragrance. This one's definitely a bit more on the weaker side. This is kind of a 2 to 4 hour fragrance in my experience. But this is one you can spray heavy and you can just enjoy the hell out of the smell. We're talking about Sean John I Am King. This is a damn good scent that can be found in the sub $30 price point. Like I said, you can spray it heavy. And damn, does it smell good. Orange, tangerine, cranberry. It's so good. There's a little bit of some other citruses like lemon and stuff like that. There's an aquatic tone here. It's got a marine type of feel. Almost a salty sea breeze, but more seawater than sea notes, because sea notes usually comes off a bit more salty. I don't remember which one it is, but it has more of a watery feel than a salt, like a freshwater feel. If anything else, nothing complex. Again, you're going to have a nice woody backdrop kind of grounding the scent, so it's not just some basic fruit citrus type of smell, but it's very, very good. Like I said, the cranberry, the tangerine, the oranges, all this stuff kind of stands out, almost giving kind of a pineapple-y type of feel, even though I don't recall pineapple being in the note. It's just so juicy fruit fresh. It's a mouth-watering type of fragrance. It's delectable in many ways, almost a gourmand type of feel because it makes you want to eat some fruits. You know, because it's like I said, it's just a juicy, mouth-watering type of smell. This is beautiful stuff. Can be found at the rack stores. I haven't looked for it since I got a bottle. I came across it in a rack store, but I'm pretty confident, and shame on me I didn't check first, but I'm pretty confident it'll be relatively easy for you to find if you'd like to. Sean John 3 AM gets all the hype, all the love, and it's well-deserved, but this one's kind of flying under the radar, and it's a fantastic, cheap, hidden gem in its own right. Definitely very forgotten. Is Sean John I Am King. Last but not least, one of the best grassy green fragrances I've ever smelled, $10 fragrance. It's a Liz Claiborne fragrance from Lucky brand. It's called Lucky You. Had this bottle for a while. I haven't touched it in a while. Great for the spring, absolutely great for the summer. Another one, 2 to 4 hour type of fragrance, kind of like Sean John I Am King. It's one that if you need more than 3 or 4 hours out of, you're going to need to keep it with you or have a travel atomizer decant of sorts to refresh, but it's very enjoyable. It doesn't smell like a $10 fragrance to me. It never has. One of the most realistic grassy green type of smells. The color of the juice is very fitting. It's a very green scent profile. There's some citruses here, but it's more about this fresh cut grass type of smell. A little bit of a watery aquatic feel. I don't recall any specific watery or aquatic notes. It's just how it comes across to me to my nose. A little bit of wood in the backdrop. Very simplistic scent, but a very great smelling scent. It's super underrated. Nobody talks about this scent anymore, and you can still find them all over online. Like I said, sub $15 price point. It's really hard to beat. Like I said, not winning any performance awards, not the most deep and complex scent out there. But if you're just looking for a great smelling grassy green fragrance, if you like that style, that type of stuff, this is one of the best ever created in my opinion. And you can get this one on an extremely low budget. And I know a lot of people are looking for that. So this is definitely good stuff. The ladies' version is really good as well. My wife has a bottle of that. But check this one out if you haven't yet. It's worth rolling the dice on, in my opinion. It's Lucky You from Lucky Brand. Well, that's the 5 that I have for you today. Short, sweet, and to the point. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. And I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried any of the 5 in this video? Do you have them? They kind of gotten forgotten in your collection as well, where you're like, damn, I forgot I even had that. I haven't wore that in a long time. Let me pull insert name of fragrance here out and wear that one tomorrow. I hope this maybe inspired a few of you to reach back into your collection and find some of these, lesser appreciated gems that might just be sitting there collecting dust in your collection. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 5 and you give them a spray now, there's a chance you might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.